Shame on Piers Morgan.
Well, why shame on him and not shame on everybody else?
When you have a platform that people actually consider viable and you invite this, it's almost like the beginning of your end.
So Piers Morgan thought he was doing something big when he brought Jaguar right onto his show. If you know Jaguar, you already know she's not afraid to blow the lid off the entire industry.
Because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious it is. Because if he can be a
Piers 50 thinks he may have made the biggest mistake of his career. And you know, 50 knows how this couple works.
Jay-Z ain't answering the phone? He ain't answering
She came with receipts, spilling all kinds of tea about the biggest names in the game. But the moment she started talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, boom, everything flipped.
Couple, they do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
keeping
Paul?
people against their will. Putting people on planes.
Next thing we know, Piers is out here making a public apology, bending over backward for the power couple.
Sitting interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. Like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
So, what exactly went down between Piers Morgan, Jay-Z, and Beyonce? Did Piers really think he could get away with inviting Jaguar right on his show, knowing the kind of explosive things she talks about, and not stir up trouble? Let's find out. Fans are saying one of two things. Either Jay and Bass slid him a fat check to keep his mouth shut, or they hit him with some heavy threats. Either way, people feel like Piers folded under the pressure and missed the chance to expose the industry's dirty little secrets. Now, this is where 50 Cent comes in. You know he's been beefing with Jay-Z and Beyonce for a long time. He's one of the few who's never been afraid to call them out. And when you connect all the dots between them, Diddy, and this whole mess, it's starting to look like 50 might have been right all along. And let's just say, 50's not the type to let this slide quietly. Jay-Z and 50 Cent had a very long-running beef. Jay-Z's always got this crazy way of staying in the spotlight, grabbing headlines like it's second nature. Ever since he blew up, the guy's been all anyone talks about, and the media just can't get enough of him. His life's like a non-stop soap opera, with all these wild twists, and people love every minute of it. For the past 20 years, Jay-Z and 50 Cent have had this on-again, off-again beef that keeps popping up. It all kicked off in 1999 when 50 name-dropped Jay in his track How to Rob, and Jay clapped back on his own song, It's Hot, Some Like It Hot, with the line, I'm about $1, what the F is 50 cents? Word was, Jay was trying to bully 50. Since then, they've been throwing shade at each other here and there as they both kept rising in their careers. The beef between 50 Cent and Jay-Z hit a whole new level when 50 dropped his response track, Be a Gentleman. The song 50 didn't hold back, telling Jay-Z straight up to watch what you say. This track was part of his mixtape Guess Who's Back, which dropped in April 2002, and really cranked up the tension between these two hip-hop giants.
They walked in the studio, he said it before, but I'm telling you how impactful it was. He walked in the studio and he was like, yo, this dude 50, y'all gonna have to deal with him in the next couple months. He said it to the whole crew.
So 50 Cent's revelations paint a pretty grim picture of Jay-Z, suggesting he's willing to do whatever it takes for fame and fortune. And honestly, considering Jay-Z's track record, it's not all that shocking. He's been linked to some pretty shady stuff in the past, way beyond just sketchy business deals. In a bit of an ironic twist, even though 50 Cent is one of the best-selling rappers ever, he's never won a Grammy. He's been vocal about thinking the industry's been rigged against him from day one. And he's definitely thrown shade at Jay-Z, who's sitting pretty with 24 Grammy Awards. Word is, 50 believes Jay's influence and connections might have something to do with him getting snubbed so many times.
Content is similar to what I would do. They didn't recognize mine. They gave me Grammys when I was with them, when I'm on records with them now. Other than that.
As 50 Cent followed his own journey, he believed the music industry favored some artists more than others. He felt that Jay-Z's success had overshadowed his own achievements, creating a rivalry between them. Despite Jay-Z's Grammy wins, 50 Cent stayed determined, voicing his concerns about a flawed and biased system. He continued to challenge the status quo and made his mark in the industry.
I don't see them actually want to accomplish having enough. You know what creates cool around you now?
The timeline of Jay-Z and 50 Cent's relationship is complex. Even now, 50 Cent holds lingering feelings towards Hov, but he acknowledges that the issue might not solely lie with Jay-Z. Despite their differences, Fifth seems to believe that the true source of tension between them remains a mystery, possibly even to the powerful mogul himself.
What is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie.
In contrast to the complexities of Jay-Z and 50 Cent's relationship, last year's Super Bowl showcased a beautiful star-studded event. 50 Cent took the stage, performing alongside some of his favorite rappers, including Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Kendrick Lamar. The electrifying atmosphere was further enhanced as Mary J. Blige also graced the stage with them.
It was big. Like look, Dre, that's Dre too. You see what I'm saying? It's Dre and really M, because he wouldn't do it without me.
In a recent interview with Big Boy's Neighborhood, 50 Cent revealed numerous insights about the events unfolding since last year. Despite both 50 Cent and Jay-Z building hip-hop empires, their relationship has never been that of close friends. This fact was made evident when 50 Cent suggested that Jay-Z intentionally excluded him from the commercial for the 2022 Super Bowl halftime show. The revelation has shed light on the complexities and dynamics between these two influential moguls in the music industry. Fifth said, I got the call before the Pepsi ad went up. I wasn't in the ad because of Jay-Z and them putting it together. The rapper was then asked if his exclusion from the ad was intentional. No. I think that they were saying that the NFL had some issues with me. I don't know what those issues are. Response 50. What is the issue? You see what I'm saying? He then remarked about Hobbs seemingly mirroring the looks of Jean-Michel Basquiat. You imagine yourself after a gay painter? Big homie wanna look like a gay painter. This show is part of Jay-Z's multi-year partnership with the NFL, which he signed in 2019. And if you notice, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy have been frequently seen together. This was revealed by the rapper Da Bobby. He revealed in Club Shay Shay that he met Beyonce at Diddy's party.
Beyonce, I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020.
And people speculated that if she was at Diddy's party, she might be one of Diddy's alleged accomplices. One person wrote, 50 been trying to us about Diddy. People love Jay and Bass so much they are going to skip over the fact they are always at Diddy parties, when everybody knows what a Diddy party is. So what does that say about them? But recently, Jaguar Wright sent shockwaves when she dropped some bombshells about the power couple on Piers Morgan's show. Jaguar might be a smaller fry in the industry, but that just makes her an easier target. It's not like this is her first run-in with drama or even the law. She's always been a bit of a wild card, unafraid to go after the big dogs, even if it puts her in a risky spot. Her tenacity is impressive, but you have to wonder if it's also a little reckless. Still, she's not the only one brave enough to take shots at her peers. But then, just like that, Piers issued a sudden apology. An apology right after such a viral moment.
Interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. Like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
The streets are saying it wasn't just Piers having second thoughts. It may have been the power couple pulling strings behind the scenes, making sure the damage didn't spread any further. Some insiders are whispering that Jay and Bey might have had their legal team on speed dial, sending threats to Piers to shut it down or face serious repercussions. After all, these two have a history of getting what they want, and they're not shy about flexing their influence when it comes to protecting their image. Rumors are swirling that immediately following Jaguar's explosive claims, calls were made to media outlets, giving them a clear ultimatum: remove this content or else. Some speculate that network executives and journalists might be feeling the heat too, fearing they could be the next targets of the couple's wrath if they dare to cover these allegations further.
So he had a guest on his show, and that guest made some claims against Jay-Z, and even he ended up having to apologize to Beyonce as well too.
Adding to the intrigue, there are whispers that some insiders who've worked closely with Jay and Beyonce have begun to spill their own tea, hinting that there's a lot more dirt to uncover. This could be the start of a massive cover-up in play, with more people potentially coming forward with their stories. And what about the implications for Piers Morgan? Did he really apologize out of guilt, or was it a calculated move to save his career? One thing's for sure, the lengths Jay and Beyonce are willing to go to keep their empire intact should not be underestimated. With the spotlight now on them, it's clear that Cat and Jaguar's revelations could shake the very foundation of their carefully crafted narrative. As they continue to raise their voices, the public is left wondering just how many more secrets are lurking beneath the surface.